Okay, so today what we're going to talk about is pressure. So we're moving heel over toe, heel over toe, heel over toe, right? And I hope you did the drill work, and now we're getting a good shoulder turn because we had that ball back in our stance, right? We had that ball back in our stance, and we were able to get less arm travel, and we were still able to get to that ball. So you should have a lot of confidence now. And you probably was hitting that ball out there a good distance with that little bit of abbreviated swing because we was working with the ground better. Well, guess what? We're going to talk about why we're working with the ground better. So today's lesson is about ground pressure and how we're moving our pressure in the ground. So one thing about golf, I don't care if you're a brand new golfer, been away from golf for a long time, recovering from an injury, adaptive golf. You know, we have a lot of adaptive golf out there, veterans who we working with, you know, so they can learn how to play golf again. They have some injuries, maybe missing a limb, maybe having some limitations, right? I don't care where you come from. One thing we're going to do is get you straight geared away where you're going to be hitting this golf ball better than you ever have, right? So the pressure, we got the transverse pivot now, right? You probably went out there and did a couple of little dance steps too, didn't you? You was like, wow, this ain't nothing but dancing, okay? Well, now I want you to think about something else. So when I do, boom, that transverse pivot, my pressure is going into my trail side heel. And then when I do the other transverse, boom, my pressure is going into my target side toe. So we're moving pressure from heel to toe. From heel to toe, we're moving pressure like here. Look what's happening to that club. Look how that club is going right along my shoulder line, which is my path. Look what that club is doing. Look at that. So now just bring it up, pressure in the heel, pressure in the toe, pressure in the heel, pressure in the toe, pressure in the heel, pressure in the toe. Let me give you one caveat. I never want to see this pressure moving on the outside. I want that pressure on the inside heel of the trail foot. One thing you can do is kind of lift your toes up and then boom, lift it up. Get used to doing that and then bring it down. Let's give you one more caveat. These are the gems. These are the things that nobody's going to give you, all right? So we're going to pressure from heel to toe, heel to toe. But I want you to do it from right behind the balls of your feet. I don't want you on your toes because that means all my weight is going forward. I don't want you on your heel. That means your weight is going backwards. That means we're not going to be able to balance in motion, all right? So I want the pressure right behind the balls of the feet. That's a safe spot. When you come in for your lesson, we're going to find out exactly where you need to be, depending on how you balance. But that's going to be a safety zone for everybody that's playing this game. We're going to balance right on the balls of our feet. Again, hold the club down here, right here. Pressure on the heel to toe. Heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Look what happens to the club. And also, I'm going to give you another tip. This is going to be a game changer. I'm going to go ahead. I'm feeling good today. I'm going to give you a really, really powerful tip. We got the drill. That's going to be the drill. This is something you can do in your garage. You can do it in your home. You can do it in your backyard. You don't even got to hit balls with this one. You're just getting used to moving the pressure. Okay? But I want you to do it from the bird's eye view. That's the game changer. I want you to see yourself from the bird's eye view, that 360 view from above, right? So now I'm looking at myself from above and I can actually see what's happening with this club. I see this club moving. That's so important when we step up to the ball. I actually see the club coming in from the inside quadrant. I see it because I'm looking at it from here. I don't want you staring at the ball. You will become a better golfer if you are sense where the ball is versus staring at the ball. Because if you're staring at the ball, that means we're going to be ball bound right here. And if we're ball bound, that means we're worrying about what our hands and our arms are doing. And we're building a swing where we're not worrying about what our hands and arms are doing. We're worrying about what our pivot is doing and how we are interacting with the ground. That's going to be the key. I cannot overemphasize this enough. The better we can interact with the ground and the more efficient we can make our transverse pivot, the more consistent golfer we're going to become. And it's going to be body friendly. It's not going to put no stress on you. You're not going to get overuse injuries, because this is what we do every day. This is how we move every day. When I'm walking, I'm moving like this. Whatever I'm doing, right? You know, if I'm bending over, what am I doing? The knees over toe, right? Knees over toe, and I pick something up. You don't pick nothing up like this. You're going to throw your back out. Some of us right now on this channel, that's why we coming back to golf, because we threw our backs out, right? You know? So again, set the club up right over here, the bird's eye view, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Start getting it bigger. Boom. Get bigger, up, bigger, up, bigger, up, bigger, up. Now put your hands on both clubs, right? Boom, boom. Heel to toe. Now we're going to just hit little chip shots with this one. We're not trying to hit the ball far, right? So we're going to do right above the ball. Oh, let me redo that one. You want to keep filming? There you go. So this is what we're going to do right here. We're going to start this, heel to toe, to swing it above the ball, and then get a little bend in it, then hit it. Now, if you hit a ball thin like that, that's okay. That's perfectly okay. Remember, we're trying to learn this swing again. All right? So here we go again. Boom, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. There we go. And I'm glad that ball went 75 yards. Okay? And I'm glad that first one happened like that. And the reason why is this, because so many times we think we have to be perfect. But what are we doing? We're training to be better, right? So what we're going to do is you're going to keep a percentage. If you have 30 balls and you're going to do this little chip pitch shot, right? You may start off where you only get 10, 20% right. That's okay. Eventually, you're going to get that number to 40%, 50%, 60%, 70%, right? When you get to 70%, you know you really have it. Again, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. There we go. Now, say you've been doing this drill for a week or two, okay? You're going to notice that you don't have to do that no more. You can just step up to it. Okay? Again, you don't have to get the engine running. You know, you got the work. You've been doing the work. You don't have to get the engine running no more. We have it in us now. You can step right up to your ball. I feel like I got a really, really abbreviated swing with this. Well, coach, what shot is this going to be for? Remember, I told you before, I'm not going to give you anything that you can't use on the golf course. Depending on your skill set, the better golfer you are, the less greens you're going to miss. But even the best players in the world only hit about 11 to 12 greens around. So just think about that. So if you get out there, you hit 6 greens around, that means another 12 greens, you're going to have to use some type of a pitch shot on, right? So here we go again. Heel toe. That should be right out there again. Okay, this is a great one. Well, coach, what are we going to do after this? All right, I'm glad that question was asked, right? So now you got confidence with that, okay? So that's going to be your level 1 swing, all right? That's your level 1 swing. You step up on it, level 1 swing,